If your child above the age of 5 starts to pee on a 12th century temple,
that was wild.
Maybe intervene.
So we woke up at 4 a.m. to visit Angkor Wat. You know, just some small religious complex in the middle of Siem Reap. Try one of the greatest freaking wonders of the world. Okay, technically it's not on the new 7 wonders list, but come on. Angkor Wat deserves a seat at the table. We've heard all the hype, seen the pictures, watched the reels, but now it was our turn to experience it. The first step that isn't talked about enough, finding a great driver. We lucked out and met someone amazing.
Hello, welcome in Siem Reap.
More on him in a second. Today we're sharing our honest take on Angkor Wat, what we loved, what surprised us, and what we wish we knew before we made our way to the temples. But first, let's rewind and show you how to actually get tickets. Because getting tickets was oddly more confusing than we expected. And with the millions of videos out there, it's not something I hear talked about often, so let's start there. Quick note, this video is from our visit in February of 2024, so just know that some things might have changed already.
What? Yeah. Ticket off. We forgot to buy our tickets to Angkor Wat, so that's where we're headed now.
I'm hoping that we can buy our ticket for tomorrow. The website was a bit confusing, so we'll see. We might have to come back.
If you're like us, you might assume you can just walk up to the temple, hand over some cash, and stroll in. But you'd be wrong. You need a pass to enter Angkor Wat. And to get one, you actually have to go to a completely separate ticket center about 15 to 20 minutes away from the temples themselves. Not exactly intuitive at 4:30 in the morning when your brain is still rebooting, so we tried to get ours the day prior.
If you want to visit the sunset free today, you after 4:40 you can go.
But here's where it gets extra fun. You don't just buy your ticket, they also take your photo on the spot and print it out right onto the pass.
We successfully got our passes for tomorrow. It was really easy. There's different windows for the days, the amount of days that you want to buy tickets for. So we just went to the 1 day window. It's $37 each. A little hack, if you buy your tickets the day before you want to go, you can actually get into the temple for sunset after 4:40 p.m. for free. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1, if you will.
Alright, that's sorted. Now back to Angkor Wat, just in time for sunrise.
How are you?
Good, thanks. It is 4:45 a.m. We are on our way to Angkor Wat right now to do the sunrise tour. It's like a small tour. We'll get to see the sunrise over the temples. It's gonna be really beautiful. Yeah, I hope it doesn't get too hot.
Thank you.
If you've already got your pass, getting in is pretty easy. Now it's just a race through complete darkness alongside hundreds of other people, all trying to claim the perfect spot. There were tripods, there were tour groups, there were people sprinting like their lives depended on being first in line to see the sun. But honestly, it's still kind of magical because there's this moment when the sky goes from black to deep purple to gold, and Angkor Wat just slowly appears through the mist. And even with hundreds of people around, it's quiet. Not literally, there's still plenty of cameras clicking, but you know, spiritually quiet.
Sunrise was beautiful. Definitely get here as early as you can if you want like the prime spot that is symmetrically very visually appealing. It is not fully sunrise yet. 6:08, sunrise is at 6:19. We're gonna head in, try and beat the crowds.
We finally got to wander inside, and wow. Angkor Wat is massive. Like you think you know, but then you're inside and suddenly questioning how people built this with zero modern tools and probably a lot of sweat. There are endless hallways, crumbling staircases, and walls covered in carving that feel like they've been whispering stories for centuries.
It's crazy because with all the people that were outside, there's relatively very few that are in here. People are slowly starting to file in, but still you can get entire spaces just completely peaceful.
So I dropped my shawl that I was carrying And I backtracked and I still couldn't find it. And then 10 minutes later, a girl walks by and she's wearing it, which is like such a bold move. And she was like, her knees were not covered, and I don't think her shoulders were covered either. So I'm not even sure how she got in, but I'm just figuring she might need it more than I do right now because I'm fully covered. So hope you enjoy the scarf, girl.
Jokes aside, the main attraction at Angkor Wat is really the sunrise, so if you just hang out for a little while, you'll start to get more areas of the complex to yourself.
So we haven't talked a lot about the history yet. I'm gonna try to put that in a nice, cool looking graphic so you don't have to see our mugs the whole time. Correction, my mug, not Sarah's mug. All right, history lesson of Angkor Wat in 30 seconds or less. Go. So this place was built in the early 12th century by King Suryavarman. I had to say that like several times to get it right. It started as a Hindu temple dedicated to Vishnu, but eventually flipped to Buddhism. It's the largest religious monument in the world and somehow still standing after centuries of jungle, war, and abandonment thanks to the Khmer Rouge. The temple forms a complex of 72 major monuments that extend over 24 kilometers in Siem Reap. And that was your chaotic crash course in Angkor Wat history. Now, let's get some breakfast. So after the temple, if you want some food, the ladies are hustling pretty hard. Yeah. They all have like little clever names too. This one's Angelina Jolie, the one next door is James Bond, and I think 2 doors down is Harry Potter. So really appealing to the Westerners here. The food here is simple and delicious. We split us a huge plate of fried rice for $5, probably double of what you pay for a street vendor somewhere, but whatever, $5 isn't breaking the budget here.
I didn't expect a lot, and it's more than I expected.
And folks gotta earn their money, so you gotta be cool with a few people trying to earn a buck as you eat your meal.
Thank you.
Part 1 of our tour, done. Now to see all the other temples.
You're going to multiple temples. Just make sure to keep these out and handy because you're going to need to show them at the various checkpoints. So keep them in a safe spot and don't lose it.
It's about time we introduce you to our driver, Chanit.
So the other gate, it's a demic. It's a more broke. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
The God bless.
Get the hair.
Get it? That's it.
We all in it?
Yep. Let's get a little bright. There we go.
Hello, welcome in Siem Reap of Cambodia.
So Chanith is taking us to one of the gates here. This is the Thom gate, the southern gate. He said there's 4 gates that surround Angkor Wat, and this is one of them. It's really quite beautiful. Just walking up to it, you can see all the faces on the side here. Face in the middle.
Eloquent.
Very well spoken. You get what I'm trying to say. Anyway, the next temple is through this gate.
The temple, and you exit, and you can walk this way. Okay. So
Yes, the biggest monkey I think I've seen. This might ruffle some feathers, but I kind of enjoyed myself more at Bayon Temple than the main complex of Angkor Wat. There are over 200 stone faces in this temple, each staring in every direction. It's not clean cut and symmetrical like Angkor Wat is, if that makes sense. It's layered and weird and a little trippy. So Bayon Temple has 4 gates and 4 sides, and the temple is dedicated to Buddha. It was originally named Jaya Girl, which means Victory Mountain, but was later changed to Bayon after the French occupation. Good information to know. Every inch of Bayon Temple is covered in carvings, each one telling ancient stories of battles, royal parades, and even various scenes of everyday life. And that's just the outside. Inside, things are just as interesting. Yeah, those sounds are bats. You can't see them right now, but you can definitely hear them. You can smell them too. I don't know if getting pooped on by a bat is good luck, but if it is, I'm certainly pushing mine standing here.
It's like really dusty. It's like kicking up and getting in your eyes and your mouth. And you can hear just like the screeching. The bats, I assume, but I don't see any. And it smells like pee.
See them in the corner there. Just a glimmer of light. Aside from the bats and the giant stone faces, this temple also had the most monkeys we'd seen.
So we are on the small tour right now. It was $17. So Chinese basically kind of taking us around some of the closer temples. He also has a couple other tour options where you can go further out. If we had more time, we would absolutely be doing that. Fortunately, we don't, so this is what we're sticking with. It's really nice. He'll drop you off right where you need to go and then give you clear directions on where to go next, and then hop back in the remorque and hit the next temple.
Lost the head.
Oh wow.
In the Cambodia, and have someone like stole and stole like a statue, go to sell at the border or the other like country.
What Chanith is saying is that in the past, and I don't know if this still happens, but people used to cut off the heads and steal the statues and sell it illegally across the borders.
No.
Stop.
No way. Take one, hold.
Okay, some things you should know about filming. Basically, don't roll up to the temples like you're trying to shoot some Hollywood production. Drones, absolutely not. Gimbals, boom mics, tripods the size of small children are also going to raise some eyebrows. But phones and mirrorless cameras are totally fine. Here's a weird one though. Some temples aren't fans of wide field of view cameras. Think 360 cams. Why? Honestly, I have no idea, but they said don't, so we didn't. Okay, we are now climbing up Takeo Temple. This temple was dedicated to the goddess Shiva in the 10th century, early 11th century. And Chanith was like, you gotta climb to the top. And we were like, oh, it's not that bad. And it turns out there's more stairs to climb up.
This is a great glute workout. It's like just about the size of like a gym bench that you would do step-ups on. Having small feet comes in handy.
Yeah, not for me. Big, flat feet. This is how high you can climb, and you can see by the people walking down, it's rather steep.
It's quite a minimal amount of grade. You're like going straight up and down.
And we're not done yet. We still have to climb up this one. I don't know what small foot person these stairs were built for, but they're a challenge to get down. Getting up's the easy part, but getting down, you gotta go sideways. Last video, we talked about the incredible programs in Siem Reap tackling the landmine crisis. Programs like Apopo and the Landmine Museum. 3 decades of war left millions of landmines and unexploded ordnance scattered across Cambodia. And the more time you spend here, the more you realize this isn't just history, it's still happening. Just this year, 2 experts lost their lives trying to remove a mine. And everywhere you turn, you come across someone who's been directly impacted, and most of the time it's kids or farmers. Even places like Angkor Wat aren't exempt. Take that with a grain of salt when you travel to places like this around the world. So the temple we're about to enter is famously known from Tomb Raider in 2001 with Angelina Jolie. But personally, it reminds me of that old game, you know, the one Temple Run, where you just go across the things? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Trap. Just gotta make sure. So this is the tree from Tomb Raider. There is quite the line to take pictures of it, so we're not gonna wait in the line, but you can see it. It looks pretty cool, even from over here. It's really cool. Angkor Wat is just one temple in this massive ancient city. Think of it like the Beyonce of the group, but the rest of Destiny's Child is still out there putting on a show. You got the ones we've already hit up, Bayon with those giant stone faces, Ta Prohm, aka the Tomb Raider temple, and then there's Takeo, which probably offers the best views from the top. Point is, don't just stop at Angkor Wat, you've got options. Okay, I think Chinese is going to keep taking us to temples if we don't tell them we want to go back to the hotel. This is going to be our last temple. We are absolutely exhausted. It's been a full day. We've been out since 4:30, 4:40, and it's what
12.
Time now? 12 o'clock. We had breakfast, we haven't had lunch, and we are hot and dehydrated and
Dirty.
dirty.
So dirty.
Yeah.
A lot of the terrain here is like dirt, which is fine. Just if you're wearing sandals, like your feet are gonna get
gross.
gnarly.
But I'm exhausted. My feet hurt.
Feet hurt.
We're hungry. We're sweaty.
Dirty.
Let's get out of here. So was Angkor Wat worth the 4 a.m. wake-up call, the crowds, and sweating through every piece of clothing we owned? Absolutely. But here's the lessons we learned. Lesson 1, bring a driver you vibe with. Ours made the whole day feel like a joyride through history. Lesson 2, sunrise is magical, but you'll be sharing it with everyone in their tripod. Manage expectations, or just embrace the chaos. Lesson 3, do your research, but don't overplan. Half the fun was getting a little lost in the ruins, metaphorically and maybe literally. Lesson 4, respect the space. These temples are sacred. Don't be that person climbing where they shouldn't, filming with a drone, or pee on the side of an ancient structure.
This is all things that we've seen today, and it is not even 8 a.m.
Lesson 5, snacks. Always snacks. If you're coming to Siem Reap, Angkor Wat is a must. Just be prepared to work for it a little bit, and maybe sweat through that second shirt. And if you like our stuff or want to see more, check out our Patreon. It's free to look, cheap to join, and we release a lot of behind the scenes clips.